The OnePlus 11R 5G's biggest advantage is its price. 39,999 rupees for the base variant is fantastic. You can't get better specs than this at this price point. However, it has flaws, but even so, it's a solid device for Indian users because it's an exclusive smartphone for India. The OnePlus 11R 5G price in India starts at 39,999 rupees for 6GB of RAM and 128GB storage, and goes up to 44,999 rupees for 16GB of RAM and 256GB storage. The device is available in Sonic Black and Galactic Sliver color options, and it will be available for pre-order on the 21st of February 2023. With the open sale beginning on the 28th of February 2023 through Amazon. Yes, the OnePlus 11R 5G is worth purchasing because it has a powerful Snapdragon 8 Plus Gen 1 processor, superfast 100-watt charging, a 120Hz AMOLED display, and a clean OxygenOS experience, making it a solid offering from OnePlus, especially at 39,999 rupees. We all know that cameras have been a weak point for OnePlus for a long time, and the OnePlus 11R 5G is no exception, but for 39,999 rupees, you can't really complain much when the Redmi Note 12 Pro Plus 5G is priced at 30K in India. Based on the competition, the OnePlus 11R is one of the best options available in India under 40,000 rupees. The OnePlus 11R 5G features a 6.74-inch curved AMOLED display with a resolution of 1240 by 2772 pixels and a peak brightness of 1450 nits. It also supports 10-bit and HDR10+. This is the standard display found in almost all mid-range smartphones, so there is nothing new to discuss. However, we don't often see curved panels at this price range, which could be a selling point for some users. In terms of design, it's the same as the OnePlus 11 5G. This is the best thing OnePlus has done because last year they messed up the design of the OnePlus 10R by copying it from Oppo's smartphone. The build quality is also excellent, and it does not appear cheap from any angle. By the way, this is an HDR10+ ready display, and it does support HDR in almost all OTT platforms, as well as Widevine, which allows you to watch movies in Full HD+. In addition, there is an alert slider. The 1450 nits brightness is more than adequate for all types of environments, so there will be no problems using the device outside. Overall, OnePlus has done fantastic when it comes to display or even build quality. There isn't much to complain about. It's the best for a 40K price tag. What else can you ask for at a price of 40K for a Qualcomm Snapdragon 8 Plus Gen 1 that runs OxygenOS 13 based on Android 13? OnePlus has also promised 4 years of operating system updates and 5 years of security updates. In short, whether you want to play games, watch movies, use social media, or do any kind of work, you will have no performance issues. Furthermore, unlike Oppo devices, the phone does not have ads in the UI. The OnePlus 11R 5G, on the other hand, has some Oppo-specific features, so it's not like this is purely old OnePlus. Still, it's nice to see no advertisements. OnePlus has also released 9 new 5G bands: N1, N3, N5, N8, N28A, N40, N41, N77, and N78. So, if 5G is available in your city, you will be able to benefit from it. The cameras feel more like Oppo's, with images that are slightly saturated and selfies that are slightly wider. The OnePlus 11R 5G, by the way, has a 50-megapixel primary sensor with OIS, an 8-megapixel ultra-wide lens, and a 2-megapixel depth sensor, as well as a 16-megapixel selfie shooter on the front. The rear cameras can record videos at 4K 30 or 60 frames per second and at 1080p 30 or 60 frames per second, while the front cameras can only record at 1080p 30 frames per second. The OIS only works well in 1080p 30 or 60 frames per second videos. Now, if you enjoy shooting videos while walking or even running, you'll be happy to know that the OIS works in videos as well. We could argue that the video quality isn't up to par, but that's nothing new for OnePlus. They provide everything in smartphones, and as a result, they neglect to work on the camera side of things. Still, the videos are usable, and you can post them on social media with no one complaining. As I previously stated, whether it's the primary sensor or even the front, the images are overly saturated and far from natural. Aside from that, the rear cameras are solid, and they even take good images in low light. OnePlus has also included a dedicated night mode, which works just as well as any other smartphone. Because of the smaller sensor size, the ultra-wide lens is hit or miss. Again, it takes usable images in bright sunlight but does not reflect well in low light. There are also some issues with dynamic range, particularly with an ultra-wide lens. Now that this appears to be a software rather than a hardware issue, I'm hoping that OnePlus will address it via OTA updates. The front camera is adequate, and I believe most Indian users will appreciate it because the images are wider and more saturated. However, it is no match for the Nothing Phone 1 or even the Pixel 6a. Overall, OnePlus can improve the front and even rear cameras through OTA updates. All they need to do is work on it. Still, I believe the phone's cameras are usable in good light and even in low light, but it suffers greatly in extremely low light conditions. The OnePlus 11R 5G, like any other smartphone, has stereo speakers that work well. Now, the phone lacks a 3.5mm audio jack, which is understandable given that this feature is uncommon in mid-range smartphones. Carrier aggregation support is also present, which is always welcome in smartphones for improved network connectivity. The call quality is also excellent because the phone has 2 microphones and works well in all environments. In short, you'll be pleased with the speakers and even the call quality. The OnePlus 11R 5G has a 5000 mAh battery with 100-watt fast charging. There is no wireless charging, but I don't think it's a big deal for a 40K smartphone. If you're a light user, the battery will easily last 2 days. Normal users are those who only use social media, a little YouTube, and phone calls. Now, if you're the type of user who plays games and does a variety of tasks, you can expect the battery to last a day. Still, you can charge the OnePlus 11T 5G with the 100-watt charger, which takes only 27 minutes to charge from 0% to 100%. The OnePlus 11R 5G is a well-priced smartphone that offers good value for money for a 40K price tag. Basically, if your budget is 40,000 rupees and you want a well-balanced smartphone, consider the OnePlus 11T 5G. You will be more than satisfied with its performance in all areas except the cameras.